Hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen, no matter wherever you are, say it's another episode, yeah, guys. It's episode 2, season 2 of the Minority Report, yeah, and with me, I got my partner in crime, yeah, doing it since last year, with lots of episodes, you know. Say, Deji Spores is in the house. Deji, you're welcome to the show.
Tony, thank you, my brother. It's good to see you. It's a pleasure, as always. And, I'm looking forward to season 2 because the first season of the Minority Report was a little bit of a disaster, to be honest, from my perspective. It was pretty rubbish. It was pretty crap. Arsenal were doing Arsenal. It was basically the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Arsenal were doing things out of Narnia that we've never seen before. But I'm delighted to say that from what I saw, because I actually took time to watch bits of your game against Nottingham Forest, I'm pretty confident in saying that normal service has been resumed. But what I will say is there's some tasty looking teams this season, tasty looking teams. But you're not one of them, unfortunately. So
Ooh. See, Deji Sports, yeah. See, I got my own firebrand down here, yeah. This guy's also my brother too, because when I started my shows, I started with this guy, yeah. Me and him were going to different places to go, start up our talk shows, and he's doing his thing down here. And of course, yeah, you guys know this guy has always been on this show. He's been with Deji here before, I think once. You've slugged it out with Deji Sports, but it was a friendly one anyway. See, it's not a person down. Liverpool fan, yeah. Baz is in the house. Baz, you welcome, man. How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on, lads? Thank you for having me on, both of you, Daisy and Tony. Big up to everyone in the chat as well. Make sure you're smashing the likes, supporting the channel, share it, do all that great stuff, man. Let's get these guys' channels growing, man. You get me?
Yeah. And guys, remember, Deji Sports channel is also up and running. It's live right now. Deji Sports, you have to go catch him on YouTube. But just before we do that, yeah, let's go deep into what has happened in the Premiership. Every day is not for a big fight between me and Deji Sports. We can actually talk about football. See, Deji Sports, you had a game today, yeah, in London, yeah. It is a London derby, yeah, a big one. Yeah, you had to go down to Brentford today. You got a 2-2 draw. Postecoglou, yeah, with the kind of football he's playing, free-flowing football, attacking football, you can see he's scoring goals. Unlike your former coach, Conte, who would usually take a step back, just play defensive, minded kind of football. But to our surprise, Postecoglou is playing free-flowing football, attacking football, and you know what? You guys scored 2 goals without Kane. Kane has gotten to Bayern Munich. There is no problem down there in Tottenham Hotspurs. You could actually score goals without Harry Kane, your highest goal scorer for Tottenham Hotspurs. Deji Sports, take us through that game today, and Postecoglou. What do you think?
Well, you know what? I think Baz knows as well. I'll probably be. It's common knowledge that I've been on the fence about Postecoglou, and I'll probably remain on the fence for the remainder of the season. But what I will say though is you got to give credit where credit is due. I've been watching Tottenham over the last 4 years get slapped up just by possession football. It was a breath of fresh air to see Tottenham completely dominate the game. And just the way they had Brentford playing the low block, really just packing the area like sardines, I have to say it was lovely to watch. Bissouma, for all those Arsenal cronies that I was telling last season that I think Bissouma is better than Partey, genuinely, I think this season we're going to see who's the legit guy, because I think Bissouma ran that midfield on his fingers, mate. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he ran the show in that middle. And Van de Ven looks good. Look, I like what Postecoglou is trying to do. What I felt, though, was missing. I felt Tottenham, I think, were 3 players missing from being a decent side. I think I didn't see enough in us to tell me that Tottenham will finish top 6. I think if we don't make 3 decent signings, I can see Tottenham really just finishing where they finished last season, which is 8th, and I'll explain why. We lost Romero. We had to bring on Sanchez. I thought Sanchez had a brilliant game, but I just felt that Kulusevski wasn't up to it today. Son wasn't up to it today. Richarlison. So our front 3 was pretty woeful in my opinion. So we need a front 3, a decent front 3. I'm looking at Liverpool and I'm licking my lips. Salah, he don't disappoint. Diaz, what a baller. Do you get what I'm saying? At least them 2 man, you know what you're going to get from them. And then the rest of the Liverpool, I'm not really sure. Jota and Nunez, them 2 a little fighting it out. If Tottenham can sort that out, and then the goalkeeper, vicarious liability. I've been calling him vicarious from the moment we got him in. And I'm not going to lie, he's looking more of a liability every single game. People telling me, let's give him time. He will get better. No. You can tell this is how this brother's been since he's arrived. I'm not sure vicarious liability is the guy we really want in goal. We need a new goalkeeper. But that aside, the last time we played Brentford, we were at home and we got slapped 3-1. We went away and we got a 2-2 draw, having 68% of the ball. And let's be real, Brentford are no pushovers. I know Ivan Toney weren't there and that would have made a difference. But they do play ball in the midfield, and Bremo is a handful. Wissa is a handful. Them men are handfuls. And I was happy. I was happy to get a draw. I think if Richarlison had a bit more quality, we should have won the game. But Tottenham got to sort out the front 3. That's all I can say. We need to sort out the front 3 real quick. But I'm happy to take a draw because for me, I think it's nice to come on this show and we didn't lose. It would have been worse if we had lost the game for me.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, you know I'll be on to you. Definitely. See, I'll bring in Baz. See, Baz, yeah, that Tottenham game, I don't know if you really watched that game today, but see, Tottenham picking a very, very, how will I put it? I want to say it's a good draw because we all know what Brentford brings to the table, yeah? Hard tackling. Of course, Ivan Toney isn't there yet to actually give their at least their forward line that bite, yeah, at the 18-yard box. But we all know, even without Ivan Toney, the bees are usually very, very dangerous. But what would you say, Tottenham Sports, Postecoglou, coming down here and showing that, you know what, yeah, it's my first time in this league, but I genuinely can, scrap with the big sharks, yeah. And I know you're a Liverpool fan, but just before you talk about Liverpool, just chime into this Tottenham Sports story and what you heard from Deji Sports.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've I've got like a little a spot for Tottenham, obviously with my history and stuff like that. So
yeah. I know you
Harry Kane obviously leaving. Yeah, Harry Kane obviously leaving. It's a big blow because any team that loses a Harry Kane goals are gonna be a problem and others have to step up. But you know what though? To be fair, that number 10 that you signed from Leicester, he did all right today. He came in, he looked comfortable, he was assisting, he was playing like he's been there for at least a year or two. He played really well. And I think Tottenham, I agree with Deji. I think you do need a couple of more players in, definitely to get yourselves back there. But sometimes when you have that one player that does everything, and then when he goes, you kind of like, damn, what we're gonna do. But you can build a team. You can build that togetherness, a strength, you know what I mean? A core set of players. And I thought they did very well because, like Deji said, you know what I mean? Like they struggled last year with teams like them, and they done well to come back and take a draw in that game. It's the first game of the season. They didn't lose. They were away. Away ends are always, away teams playing away is always difficult.
Yeah.
And they came in. They didn't lose the game. Yeah, they know they've got a few little issues that they've got to do. That they've got to sort out, and they've got a bit of money as well for the sale of Harry Kane. So if they can bring some players in, like some good players to just build them, doesn't have to be superstars or anything like that, because it's proven with like my club, we didn't bring in any superstars, but we could get them playing. then you know what I mean, you don't know what's in store for Tottenham. I completely agree with Deji. At this minute, they don't look good enough. But you know, if they do bring in some players, and they, you know, and this manager, you know, gets the opportunity to, you know, to stamp his authority and show what he's about, then there could be a chance. The only difficulty is, you know what Premier League is like, innit? You know, it's all about business, and if you're not doing too well, how long? You know, you got like your chief executives or your owners and stuff like that who want results just like that now, then there could be problems. But I thought they done well because, like Deji said again, you know, they're not a soft touch. You know what I mean? They come in to play football. They had some brilliant players. I mean, I watched that game very well. That's probably the only game besides the Liverpool game that I've watched that I was telling you before we were on live. And I thought Tottenham did really well. They were exposed a few times. It kind of reminded me like of Liverpool in this game and last season. There was a lot of chances coming from your right back. You know what I mean? It was quite, you know, that was quite sticky in that situation there. But you know what I mean? It's like you handled it well. You got your draw, you know what I mean? And you move on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Baz, just before you go into that Liverpool stuff, see, they just paused because we're still in this Tottenham Hotspur topic, Harry Kane left for Bayern Munich, the curse still follows him, because Bayern Munich, of course, lost to RB Leipzig, but see, that's not the case right now. We're into Tottenham Hotspur, but he left, so the goal-scoring roles will be taken by Son, Kulusevski, and of course, you have that point man down there, Richarlison, In today's game, none of them scored a goal. Son did not score a goal. Kulusevski did not score a goal. Richarlison, the you know, the king who was supposed to take over from Harry Kane, didn't score a goal. Instead, your goals came from unlikely positions. Romero was in on it today. Even Madison, that even plays slightly a little bit more up pitch in terms of, like, of course, it's an attacking midfielder, so at least he should be in position to score a goal. But today it's Emerson Royale and Romero chipping in goals for you guys. See, Digi Sports, does that curse any kind of concerns for you?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, there are games that Liverpool had last season. Defenders just scored, and then there are games that Arsenal had where, you know, it was Ben White and it was bloody Saliba or something. Do you know what I mean? You can get them games. What I will say though is that I think under Postecoglou, the good thing is that Richarlison will get his chance. Do you get me? And if Richarlison doesn't take his chance, then I will accept what everyone is saying, that Richarlison ain't a big game player. But I'm not. I think Richarlison could do well. He worked his socks off the ball today. He was unlucky not to score. And I think he just needs minutes. He just needs a manager to believe in him. What I will also say though, under Postecoglou, and let me give my man credit, is that he had Emerson Royale playing like Trent. My man was playing in centre midfield. That's where he got the goal from. The fact that he's prepared to try something new, you have to just give the guy props, because under normal circumstances, he's just at the back. But at the same time, he was getting exposed. And I just saw my brother, Daniel Sturridge, asking Trent the same thing just moments ago, saying, look, do you feel vulnerable? You know, you're playing centre midfield, but then when we're off the ball, you have to run right back. It's the new game. So the fact that Postecoglou is looking at the cities and the Liverpools of this world and seeing how they're trying to change and adapt the game, and it's bringing that to what we have at Spurs, I think is a good thing. What I will say is that Tottenham are after a devastating striker in Gift Orban. He's at Genk. If Tottenham bring that young dude in, it's looking long for a lot of teams. I'm not going to lie to you, because he is a baller. For me, though, what I saw Postecoglou do, I think the only mistake he made was bringing in Perisic instead of Solomon. I would have preferred to have seen Solomon come on. I just felt he needed someone who could do 1v1 with the low block and just do a little trickery. Kulusevski is off, has been off. Son has been off. And if them two continue to be off for the next 2-3 games, then I want to see that Postecoglou's got the balls to not start them and to start the likes of Solomon and Perisic, but not even Perisic. I think Tottenham need to bring in another winger type player I know that we're looking at Eze at the moment. We bring in an Eze, you got a Solomon and Richarlison, or Richarlison on the left-hand side. I think that's his preferred role anyway. Then it can really work, and with Gift Orban in the middle. So I think it's not Tottenham ain't finished, bro. But I see what you're saying. I am slightly concerned, but the transfer window ain't finished yet. We've got 86 mil that we can spend.
Sure. See, before we go into Liverpool, Baz, Deji Sports came out last season, when Liverpool were having a shocker for season, just at the start of last season, and controversially said he doesn't want to do any streams with any Liverpool fan, until they get their top 4 credentials up. See, now we're back to familiar ground. Tottenham Hotspur didn't qualify for Champions League. Liverpool were just within, those spaces. See, just before you go into that Liverpool stuff, are you concerned that Tottenham Hotspurs, isn't going to have much joys up front again, since a 30-goal striker have just left that football club? And it's putting them in a very, very precarious position. Do you think they will carry on? Mostly since today it's defenders scoring the goals for them. Romero with a goal today. Emerson Royal scoring that goal. So take a cue from what Deji have said and add what you think. It's plausible.
Look, it's not going to be easy to fill in someone like Harry Kane's boots, isn't it? Like I said before, it's going to be very difficult, but there are some gems out there. And like Deji said, there's that young striker from Ghent. I know exactly who he's talking about. This guy is a brilliant player, and they can get him. Look, there's no guarantees he's going to come and cook, you know what I mean? But there's no guarantees he's going to come and flop either. If they've got players around them, you know what I mean, like people like your Madisons that are going to supply. Son is still there. Kulusevski's still there. These guys are going to get, he's going to get the service, or the striker will get the service for sure. Do you know what I mean? And they've got Højbjerg as well in midfield as well. He's a tough guy as well. So they've got a good team, and yes, they're gonna at the moment they're doing all right without him. They haven't lost the game. You haven't lost the game and haven't been embarrassed. Yeah, they just literally did what Liverpool did today. Do you know what I mean? It's like we didn't lose, but you know what I mean? It's like we could have done better. And Tottenham would have probably said the same thing. Richarlison maybe should have done a little bit better. He's now the number 9, the main man. Harry Kane did a little bit more in midfield and forward. He done a little bit more for the team. And I think if they can find a player like that, all right, who can link between the midfield and the forwards, or have an absolute goal scorer, they'll do okay. I'm not too concerned about Tottenham in a sense. I mean, I'm not a Tottenham fan, but for them, I'm not too concerned for them, to be fair. I think, it's always difficult to replace Harry Kane, England captain. You know what I mean? How are you going to replace someone like that? There's not really anyone out there. But
yeah, exactly.
If you do your things right, if you do your homework right, and you pick a player, Liverpool done it over the years. We can't spend so much money on players. You know what I mean? We had to get them right, and we got them right. And there's no reason why Tottenham can't do that.
Exactly. See, of course, we'll also, maybe if we have time, we might come back down there. But of course, the game that just finished, Chelsea-Liverpool. See, you're a Liverpool fan. Deji Sports will also, add his 1 or 2 bits into what he thinks about this Chelsea-Liverpool game. But see, we got the specialists down here, Baz of Liverpool. Baz, of course, I told you the little jibe that Deji Sports had for you last season. I don't know if you would like to say anything about that, but see, Chelsea, Liverpool today, 1-1. See, Diaz, what a lovely goal from him. A lovely pass from, of course, the guy, You see, absolutely amazing goal. Diaz marking his comeback from injury. What a goal. But again, your defense still showing signs of, problems here and there. Van Dijk maybe not back to his best. Konate showing that, he still has that Bozo Gin part of him. So, say, man, what do you think? Chelsea won, Liverpool won.
Look, It's very hard to. It's very hard. I mean, like obviously, I've got to watch the game again, analyze it. But look, for me, it looked like the same problems as last year. We've got issues at the right back. You know, their danger came a lot from the left. I don't know if you could say he's got the bozo gene in Konate. I think what it is, I think he defends really well. The only problem with him is he needs to work on his distribution. You know what I mean? He's a bit all right. You could say he's a bit of a bozo in the sense of like, you know, his distribution. But defending, he was absolutely impeccable today. You know what I mean? He was great. Van Dijk, yes, look, he's Liverpool captain now. He's obviously taken a dip. I still think he's still one of the top 5 best defenders in the world, if probably even higher than top 5. Yeah. He's not as great as he was last year, a few years ago. Let's not get that twisted, for real. Our issue is our midfield, still is our midfield. When you get rid of 6 players and you bring in two, yeah, the maths don't math. You get me? So you got a McAllister who can play in, like you can play in the DM, but he's not a DM for me. Anyone, you know, in a game, if you're going to manage a game and stuff like that, you can always have someone drop in there for a little while and stuff like that. But, you know, the first goal was McAllister's fault. You know what I mean? He didn't track his player, you know, and I'm not going to knock him for it because it's not the position he should be playing. However, he should have done a bit better. He's a number 8. So obviously our issue again is our midfield. So Bosley, I thought, did okay today. Trent was absolutely poor today, in my opinion. Nothing really went well for him today. And then you had Gakpo in midfield, and I'm sorry, I don't approve of that. You know, you've got Bosley and then 2 other players out of position. So really and truly, you've got one midfielder that's naturally there, and that was our cause of the game. And in terms of Diaz, you mentioned Diaz and stuff like that. Diaz, obviously, maybe you saw little highlights of the game because in the beginning he was cooking, and then he just disappeared. Disappeared. Yeah, but then he did the same thing in the second half. Played really well in the beginning, then he disappeared. Salah had a woeful game for me. Yes, he assisted, but the fact of the matter is, you know, he wasn't happy today. He came off and he wasn't happy. But, you know, at the end of the day, I thought the team looked a bit leggy. I think we definitely, but you could see both teams, Chelsea and Liverpool, needed that DM. They both don't have that DM, but they need that DM. And we need that DM to make sure structurally the back of the midfield, the spine of the midfield is solid. And if you don't have anything in there solid, it's going to expose your defenders. And that's what happened today. So it was one of those same as last season's, except there was a slight improvement. But our goalkeeper saved us a lot today. So do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm disappointed, but I did expect a 2-2 draw. To be fair, I didn't think we'd go and cook them. But 2-2, I'm happy considering that we gave up the game in the second half. It was just like
in the second half. Yeah, exactly. See, Deji Spores, I know you have a lot to say about Liverpool. I know you don't like Liverpool as a team, yeah?
I don't like Liverpool.
No. But this guys, somehow they missed out on Caicedo, yeah? For some reason. And this matchup, if this matchup was a matchup, yeah, that a Caicedo should say, you know what, let me look at the team I should be going to. Which team would it be going to? But most importantly, Deji Sports, what's your idea about that game? And
I just wanted to say it's not that I don't. I actually do like Liverpool. I like Jurgen Klopp. The only thing was, and I think don't get it wrong, is I wasn't going to start shaking my bum at the beginning of last season, predicting that Liverpool and Man City were going to challenge for the title. I thought it was lazy
comments.
And in the end, I was proved right. I just want you to know. Look, I thought it was a good game, Baz. I thought a little bit harsh. Given the circumstances, I thought you, man, were cooking. It was unfortunate. Remember, you had the offside. I think that if that had gone in, it was 2-0. It's a completely different ball game. I enjoyed the game, man. You know what I was saying to myself after the game? You got to understand that Liverpool are in a rebuild right now. The fact that you could bring on 2 young guns in Elliot and the other brother was just cocky for me because it shows the quality of your youth in the fact that they could come into a game like this. Klopp had enough faith in them and they held it. You didn't lose the game. They did their thing out there. I think give you a lot of time. I felt what I saw today was it's not the Liverpool that we're used to. This ain't going to be Liverpool with Salah flying down the right, Mane flying down the left, and people getting slapped up. It's going to be a bit different. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not going to be just all for one for all kind of football going on. But I think given the circumstances, Liverpool looked solid. I thought, yes, you need a Caicedo. Chelsea looked solid as well. They need a Caicedo. What I can tell you, though, is Tottenham ain't good enough to play either of those two teams. If Tottenham play Liverpool or Chelsea, we are getting absolutely molested out there on the pitch. But for me, I think first game of the season against a very strong Chelsea team, I think Liverpool, they did all right. The one thing I will say, though, is Gakpo was a striker in the Dutch league. Why did Klopp think to play in midfield? This didn't make sense. Stupid.
Actually, not as a striker. He plays as a forward player. He's a winger. He's not really like a striker per se.
Nah, trust me. Okay. If you see Gakpo, he can play 9.
Of course, he can.
That was a number 9. He's a false number 9, but he, at PSV he was a left winger. But you know what? In the World Cup, he played as a number 9. Obviously,
he was
and even last year towards the end, do you remember when we smashed up Manchester United 7-0 and that? Yeah. You should have seen his game playing as that number 9, and he was perfect as number 9. So I don't know what possessed him to Jurgen Klopp to play him in this game as a number 8. I would imagine is because they're light in midfield because they had to put McAllister in the DM role and play him where McAllister is. If we do get a midfielder, I don't think you would see Gakpo in that central midfield anymore. I think it was just one of those unprepared. Liverpool weren't prepared for the start of the season. It is what it is, and they're putting square, pegs in round holes. It's not. That's what's happened today.
But why didn't he just swap Jota and Gakpo? I just don't know why he just didn't make that swap.
But wait, Bazia. If you're saying Liverpool is not prepared, I'm sorry, I'm not buying that argument. You were one of the first teams, to get McAllister off the line. You were one of the first teams to dip your hands into the transfer window and cover deals quickly. You brought in McAllister from Brighton. That was a big signing. Even if the price is not consummate with what you might be getting from the player, he is a big-time player in the Premiership. You did bring him in. You did go for Salas-Palai. Bring him from RB Leipzig. That's a big player. He had a good performance today. So you bring in 2 midfielders, into your team to kind of revamp that midfield, which is a major surgery. I do understand that, but you can't be telling me that your team isn't ready for this season. Forget this Caicedo antics. You guys brought in players at the start of the transfer window.
Tony,
you say you're not ready.
All right, Tony, let me make you understand something here. Did you see a DM at Liverpool today? Yes or no?
No, that's what I said. Excuse this Caicedo issue.
No, listen. Liverpool, what you just said there is actual facts. Yeah, but Liverpool are missing a DM and Liverpool have not bought a DM, so they're not prepared. That's what I'm trying to say. You see what I mean? So I get what you're saying. Yeah, we should have acted up. Lavia has been linked how many weeks? How comes we've not signed him? They've not prepared. So today they had to go and play a striker as a midfielder and a midfielder as a DM. So they're not prepared. That's what I mean. If we got Lavia in a week ago, and we would have played today, we would have been prepared. We weren't prepared. And H Talks Chelsea, big up to your damn self, my brother. Enzo was the man.
Big up H Talks. Remember to subscribe to the channel down here, bros.
Yeah, he's the man. And Enzo, listen, absolutely outplayed our midfield today. Understandably, because we didn't have a DM in there and stuff like that. They did, he did absolutely well. That's what I mean by not prepared. We should have had, brought a midfielder or 2 in or a DM. When we lost Fabinho, they should have bought someone that they didn't. They were dilly-dallying constantly. And before you know it, Chelsea will get Caicedo and Lavia potentially. And Liverpool, same old problem.
Same old problem.
Yeah.
But Deji, see, look to this Liverpool issue, these guys, they did do good business. They did do good business at the start of the transfer window. Yeah,
Not
when you
enough.
go in and bring in a Dominic, yeah, Chilaspolai, and you bring in a McAllister, one of the most coveted midfielders. Yeah, I wanted McAllister to come to my football club, and we have a Liverpool fan who I do respect is down here with us, Baz, and is saying it looks like Liverpool isn't ready. Deji
No,
Spores,
it's
will you turn the other chick, or
bro.
would
You
you,
know what?
accept that
Look,
Liverpool
I
isn't
think
ready?
look, I think what you can say is that I agree with Baz. They're not ready
Hmm.
because we can all see that what Liverpool need is Lavia or Casado. It's one of them because I rate both. I wrote both them boys right there. They're ballers. I rated Lavia. I mean, to think that he's a Man City product sold to Southampton is just crazy. So
Yeah.
once Liverpool get a Lavia or Casado, job done. The rest of the team is all right. They're fine. They're cooking. The same
Yeah.
for Chelsea. I think what you, Arsenal, need to be worried about, and I have to bring Arsenal back into this. Let's say Liverpool get
Baz will soon
Lavia.
be going. Baz will be leaving.
I
Baz,
know,
in
but
how many
let's
minutes
say
are you leaving?
Liverpool get
I've got to
Lavia
leave. I've got to
and
leave now.
Chelsea get Caicedo.
Okay, you have to leave now, Baz.
Yeah,
You
I've
have to
got to
leave
go
now.
now. Sorry, man.
Safe, guys, safe. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
once
okay.
Liverpool,
Baz, please shout out your channel, man. Shout out your channel, and
Yeah, big up, guys. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I couldn't stay a bit longer. But you can find me on my YouTube channel, LVFC TV. Yeah, and I'll be doing a show in the next couple of days regarding the post-mortem of this game. But guys, thank you so much. It's a pleasure being
big
here as
ups.
always.
Thanks for chopping it up
Smash
with
the
me and
like,
Deji.
people.
Yeah, catch you up soon. Big ups, Baz.
what
Yeah,
I
Deji,
was
Deji
saying,
was saying
Tony,
something.
is if you see the way that if Liverpool get Lavia and Chelsea get Caicedo,
Yeah,
with what I saw with Man City and with what I saw with Newcastle yesterday,
yeah,
it's looking long for Arsenal. Remember, I told you that 5th place. I think, given the fact that both teams are missing defensive DMs, they look scary. Chelsea looks scary, bro. I am not looking forward to playing Chelsea, and I'm not looking forward to playing Liverpool. If Tottenham play them two teams, we're getting slapped. And also, if we play Newcastle, we're getting mullered. And if we play
Oh
Man
my God,
City,
Deji,
they're
man,
putting us on their lap
that
and they're
Newcastle
slapping our
team.
bum. Do you understand? So, but what I will say, bro, is based on what I've seen this week. I know it's the first week. I can genuinely say that there are 4 teams that look stronger than Arsenal right now. Man City.
So you're judging this just on the basis of one game
Hear me
that
out.
has been played. They just
Man City.
So you would
agree?
judge
Listen,
Arsenal based on one game that we played.
Man City.
I seriously
look good.
don't understand this. I
Newcastle.
did not want to turn this into an
Chelsea,
argument.
Liverpool.
I
And
did
we're
not want
gonna
to turn
see-
today into an
and we're gonna
argument.
see Man
But you're
United
going to make it
tomorrow.
turn into an
Bro,
argument. So you're going
it's
to
long for
judge
your team,
Arsenal
bro.
based
It's
off
long.
one game
Bruv,
that every team has
You
played.
lot limped
Even
over
Manchester
the line
United
against
haven't even
Nottingham
played. Their
Forest.
game is on Monday.
Limped over the line. Just remember that you limped over the line against Nottingham Forest. Elanga was tearing you man up. Just know, in the 10 minutes he played, you man got torn up by Elanga. Let that sink in. Bro,
Deji, we controlled that game. Deji, I don't know if you were watching the back of the TV set. We controlled that game from the first half and part of the second half. We allowed Nottingham Forest to come back into that game.
Let me tell you something.
It's not like they ran us ragged. We controlled the midfield. We had the ball possession. We had almost everything. The only problem there was that we never took the rest of our chances that we should have taken. We did not put pressure when we should have put pressure and got more goals. That's just the problem.
Based on what you've seen, do you think you can beat Liverpool or Chelsea?
Come, Deji, I'll fancy my chances against Liverpool and Chelsea.
Really?
I saw the game, yeah. They're not complete. They're missing a central defensive midfielder. Konate, just like I said, still has the Bozo gene in him. Van Dijk is not the best. It's definitely not the Van Dijk that was there maybe like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. He isn't the same. The Chelsea team we're talking about here, it's just a project. They're just starting up. I didn't see any free-flowing football being played today.
Bro,
They didn't take their chances. I
I
still
think-
feel they don't have a
I think-
striker. They
You
have
know,
problems. I would
I think-
genuinely see.
I
I would
don't see
genuinely
the same. I
pick
don't see the
on
same
Chelsea
problem.
and Liverpool right now.
I don't see the same problems.
I don't have a problem.
I don't see the same problems. I think for a team that is in transition, and we obviously know what they're missing, that looked pretty scary to me. I can tell you now that Chelsea's top 4, Liverpool's top 4, definitely.
Okay, you're saying this just based off one game.
Bro,
You've not
just
even
look at
thought
their
if
squad, my
fatigue
brother.
sets in
Look
to
at their
that team,
squad.
if 1 or 2 injuries happen to 1 or 2 players. See, Chelsea had one of their players limp off the match today.
Don't be
Chilwell
surprised.
wasn't really looking
Newcastle-
good at the end of the game. He also was limping off too. They have problems.
Newcastle will get a draw.
But you're picking them over Arsenal, and it's not fair.
Newcastle will draw against City next week. That's when you know that the game, that this season's going to be different, bro. Newcastle will get a draw against City next week. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. There's been a shift, and you're not part of that shift. Do you understand what I'm saying? Arsenal not part of that shift.
But Deji, what would make you feel I'm not part of that shift?
Because
I
your
did not
team,
lose. I did not
your
lose.
team-
I did not lose
No,
yesterday.
I you know what it is? Can I be real? Can I be real? And I want to answer to Emi Baba, because Emi Baba is giving me stats and the assembled. You know, I'm trying to get spots for these brothers as well.
The assembled
Let
is
me
giving
give
you
you
facts.
what I
Amy Baba
feel.
is in the house.
Let me tell you what I feel.
Yeah.
There's a nastiness in that Newcastle team. There's a
I
nastiness
see
in
that
that
too.
Man City team. And I saw a nastiness in both Liverpool and Chelsea. I can't lie, I didn't see any nastiness in Arsenal yesterday, you know, bro. And I just feel like
Okay.
you got a bunch
Saka's goal wasn't
No, that's
nasty.
not what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Eddie
about
Nketiah. I know Eddie Nketiah has not
no.
on this
What
ground.
you guys-
Eddie
let me tell
Nketiah
you
is
what
not,
it is.
It doesn't really hold
Let
the
me
holy
tell you
grail
what it is. Let me
on this
explain to
channel.
you what I see with Arsenal.
But you had a good goal
Let
yesterday.
me explain, Tony. What I see with Arsenal is you're a bunch of pretty boys. Like, they're in the club, they look good in it. The clothes is nice. They look good. Their eyebrows is probably plucked. Do you get me? These men have done their nails. Do you know what I mean? They got the aftershave on and they're wearing a Versace shirt. But if it came down to it for a brawl, these men are running to the tunnel, mate, or they're running to get the train to go home. They're not ready for a fight. And that's why you lost the league last year, because your players weren't ready for a fight. And I'm looking at the team now. Who's ready to go into a fight? Who wants to fight? Who wants to get dirty in that Arsenal squad?
Declan Rice
bro.
is ready
You
to
need
go.
someone dirty.
Declan Rice is ready to go dirty. Thomas Partey
Are you
still
drunk?
played that game yesterday and had a
Declan
very
Rice
good game yesterday.
is ready to go
Martinelli
dirty.
had a good game yesterday. Bukayo Saka had a superb game yesterday. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And
are these men
had a player
ready to
who I
get
just
into
brought
a
in
scrap?
for £38 million.
Are
got
they ready
injured
to get
in
into
that
a
game.
scrap? Are they
What?
ready to get into a scrap? Are they ready to get into a fight?
Why not? Why not?
They look too pretty for me, man. They got their earrings, both. These men are looking like Sturridge. Do you know what I mean? These Arsenal players looking like Sturridge, earrings all over the place, in their nose, in their eyeballs, in their ears.
Ladies and gentlemen, Deji Sports is in the house. Yeah, see
saying.
Deji, see Deji. But see, yeah, okay. How did you visualize that game yesterday from Arsenal? I know maybe you didn't watch it, but did you look at it?
I watched the game. I watched the game.
You watched it.
I did.
Oh, you watched it.
I actually took time
So
out to
did
watch
you see it as a game that Arsenal just scraped off with a 2-1 win? Or did you see it as they're just warming up? They're just warming up. Declan Rice is just warming up.
Obviously,
Kai Havertz is just warming up. What did you think?
You got to understand that you played Nottingham Forest first and foremost. Yeah, so let's
mind you, they took away points from us.
No, let's just qualify
to their home at Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest team.
Remember that.
Let me remind you of the Nottingham Forest. Can I just tell you who you played against? Let me roll out some names. So you were playing with a defense that had Wilfred Bowley, Serge Aurier,
Man,
Malanga.
it doesn't tell the story. It doesn't tell the story. They
Can
kept
you
the
just
low
let
block.
me
They
finish?
kept the low block. They
Are
basically
you
had
letting me?
almost
Are
10 players
you letting me
at the
finish?
back of their net.
Let me
It
finish.
was really hard to
You
penetrate through
got
that team. They
that
kept a very,
Nottingham
very low
Forest
block.
team.
And when they were
was-
coming out, they came out in full force. Deji, you can't say that, man. You can't say that.
That Nottingham Forest
Awoniyi,
team.
come on, man. Look at that goal from Awoniyi. Nice placing into the net. Yeah. See, man, I just really feel like Arsenal had to scrape through that. And
You know
see,
what it
Deji
is?
Sports, you don't have to win every game.
You
Really.
guys look
Yeah.
good.
Sometimes
Don't
you have
get
to
twisted.
scrap to get those
Tony,
goals and win.
Tony, you guys look good. But for me, what I'm trying to explain to you is that my worry for Arsenal this season is that you're too nice. You remind me of Tottenham of old. There's no nastiness. Look at Newcastle. They killed Villa. You were playing an inferior team in Nottingham Forest, and in the last 10 minutes, it looked like Forest could equalise. Come on, bro. That's what's concerning. Doesn't matter about the possession.
Yeah, it's true. I agree.
Get me? Now,
I'm not
the Assemble makes a
denying
comment
that
here
fact.
that I
It's
want to
true.
quote. The Assemble says here, funny enough, Arsenal have improved, but as much as I couldn't take Xhaka, his game is needed. And that's what I'm trying to explain, bro. I'm trying to say, where's your baller? Where's your fighter? Where's your dirty guy?
Last season, you
Who's
cursed
going to
out
do the
Granit
dirty? Who's
Xhaka.
going to do the
This
dirty
season,
work?
you're saying Arsenal needs him.
No, what I'm trying to say is, who is your fighter? Who's your fighter? Because right now, you got
Thomas
a bunch
Partey is my fighter. Declan
No,
Rice is
he's
my
not.
fighter.
No.
And they will come good.
No, Thomas Partey is a foo-foo warrior. He's not a fighter.
What do you mean by foo-foo? You're talking of one of the best defensive
I don't
midfielders
care.
in the Premier League.
He's not about that life.
No.
isn't.
Bar Casemiro. Bar Casemiro and Rodri. I think is one of the best CDMs in the league. If not the best.
He's not the best.
Bar Rodri. If
Shut
not the
up.
best, Bar Rodri.
He's not the best. He's definitely not
Okay,
the best.
who's better than him in this
There's
league?
a bunch of soft boys. DM.
No. Who's better than
Me?
Thomas Partey in this league?
Casemiro.
Bar Rodri.
Casemiro. Rodri.
And they came third last season. Come on,
Rodri.
man. What are you saying, bro?
I would even go as far, based on what I saw of Basuma, unless you're biased, Basuma. You watched the Tottenham game, you saw what Basuma did.
Deji, I think you've been watching the back of the TV. You know, Deji Sports, yeah. You've been traveling. You've been having a good time, yeah. But I think it's getting to you, man. Basuma, in what alternative?
Tonali.
Alternative reality is Basuma a better CDM?
Better than Partey.
He's not even playing as a CDM in your football club.
Yeah, come on, look. The assembled saying here, Partey let Grealish grab him up last season. I lost respect for him immediately. So look, that's an Arsenal fan agreeing with what I'm saying to you. Where is the bite? Where is the fighter? And if you ain't got a fighter in your team, when you're going to get the game like today against Chelsea, Liverpool, you man get rolled over, bro. I really believe you get rolled over. Do you know what I'm saying? I really think you do. So that's what I'm saying to you, bro. Bring in the big ball, the fighters. Martinelli is one of them guys from Baywatch. Saka, he's trying his best. He's gonna get turned over. These men up in the club with sunglasses on. That's these man, softies with ace of spades and the little firework going off. Nah, we don't care about that. We want man them. We want ballers. We want brawlers. Ballers and brawlers. And they're not that. You understand? That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying to you, from what I've seen so far, United tomorrow, I don't know if
you can come to this conclusion.
I can even tell you. Yo, let me tell you this.
Allow these guys to warm up. Let them warm up. 3 games into
Forest is getting relegated.
3 games into the season.
Nottingham Forest.
Then let's start creating one or two deductions. But to just look at the first game of the season and say Liverpool are going to be in top 4,
I will.
And say Newcastle is going to win the league, brother,
top
man.
4,
I think
Man
that's far
City,
fetched.
Newcastle, Chelsea, Liverpool. Yeah, them four are gonna be in the top four for sure.
So because see, Deji, I've watched league games in Spain to know enough that Isaac will not get you 25 goals in a season. I know that because he's very injury prone. He will get injured this season. He can't
They got
continue
Callum
with
Wilson,
that
bro.
form. He's
They
an
got
injury prone player.
Newcastle got strength
He
in
he
depth.
can't see. He did not do that in Real Sociedad. He's not gonna do it in Newcastle. Yeah, he scored
Newcastle
good
got
goals.
strength.
Yeah, a
Have you
lovely
seen that
chip.
team?
Yeah, lovely goals. Yeah,
Oh, did you watch that
yesterday.
game?
But again, when the injuries start driving in, what's gonna happen? Yeah, what's gonna happen when Salah gets injured? What's gonna happen when all these other players get injured? When Konate gets injured? When Van Dijk have a reoccurrence of his injury?
Bro, you
See,
can
they
say
just
the
pause.
same about
Don't
Arsenal,
judge with
baby.
just one game. Don't
You can say
judge
the
with
same
just
about
one
your
game.
dusty team.
But
Say the same about your
let's
dusty
let's
team.
practically see 3 games, 4 games, 5 games, and then let's see who's
I'm
swinging
worried about
at that
Arsenal.
top 4 position. Then we can begin to talk. Deji Spurs.
I've got legitimate concerns about Arsenal. Legit concerns.
No, I see. Even me too. I clearly understand when I saw the team sheet here, and I saw Thomas Partey at right back. I saw Benjamin White in centre back position. I was shocked. I was fuming. Like, Mikel Arteta, why are you tinkering with the whole thing? Yeah, and well, it happened that Thomas Partey played in the middle of the park. So that was dispelled. But Benjamin White as a central defender, it was shocking, man. It
Let me
was
tell you
shocking.
what the
And
problem.
again,
Let me
Kai
tell
Havertz,
you, and
in
look,
the midfield.
let me tell you what the
It-
problem
it-
you're gonna have.
I didn't like it.
Let me tell you the problem you're gonna have, Tony. Just hear me out. And the Assemble
Yeah.
knows this, and Northside knows this. Arteta has an issue. The issue is he can't help but tinker. There's something that says if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Arteta has this thing where he just wants to just try something. The other issue that you're gonna have is Kai Havertz. Not Kai Havertz for being rubbish, but in wanting to accommodate Kai Havertz, he's gonna do crazy things like we saw with Partey yesterday or Ben White, just so that he can fit this brother for 65 mil into the squad. And that there is the reason why Arsenal will fall off. Because all he had to do was just keep it the same. Bruv, yesterday you couldn't.
I do sharing that. I do sharing that. I do understand that. I don't understand that. He was meant to just keep it simple. See, football is a simple game. Put the players where they ought to play. It hurt me to see Ben White, in that central defense yesterday. It hurt me. And again, Gabriel was on the bench, and he had to even bring Gabriel. See, Mikel Arteta had to bring Gabriel in when Timber got injured. So, see, man, I don't really understand the dynamics. He's thinking with everything. Yeah, he's thinking with everything.
Crazy.
I don't know what's going on. Just put the players in their right positions.
And that's why I'm
let
saying
them
to
have a
you,
go.
and look at Newcastle. Eddie Howe didn't. The only change was Tonali, really. Yeah, they were cooking the same way they finished last season. Man City looked like they never left. Chelsea looked back. Liverpool looked back, and I know Man U are coming to do something. So that's my top 5.
But again, I did see cracks with that Manchester City team, man. I saw cracks. Yeah, if Burnley was a team that could actually, or that had enough in the final third, they would have done damage to Manchester City. They actually, went toe to toe
But
with them.
Man City are always slow starters, so it's nothing.
Yeah,
new.
they're slow starters. I clearly understand that thing about slow starters.
Man City,
or whatever.
when
but,
it matters,
man, Burnley actually, they walked their way. It was just the finishing that wasn't there for them. If on a good day, if Manchester City, I want to see Manchester City facing Newcastle. You talked about that.
I think Newcastle
I
will
just
get a
feel
point.
that they're weak. I feel Manchester City are weak.
They're not weak.
Yeah. Gondo is out. Yeah. Mahrez is out. Bruno.
Let me tell you.
Kevin De Bruyne is also out.
No matter.
Injured.
Let
Yeah.
me
Three
tell you,
Centurions
bro.
out already.
Let me tell
Rodri
you.
has already warned Manchester City
Why?
that he can't afford to play 57
Tony,
games every season.
Tony,
See,
but
it's
why?
coming down.
Tony,
And I
but
want
why
to see,
are
I
they
want
out?
to test Manchester
Why
City's
are they out?
gangster. I want to see them go against big teams. Next week will make that role for me. I want to see them go against Firebrand and let me see how they
are those players out? Why are those players out? Why are those players out? The ones you mentioned.
They're out. They're out. They're out.
Why are they out?
Apart from Kevin De Bruyne, who is out injured.
Apart from Kevin De Bruyne being out injured, why are all those other players out?
They're in other places.
Why?
Mahrez is in, I think, Saudi Arabia.
But why?
Gondo
How did that happen?
In Barcelona.
How did that happen? How? How did that happen? That they're in other places.
Gondo left for free.
Right.
No
so let me explain.
Yeah,
let me explain to you. The reason why those players are in other places is because Pep said it's all right for them to leave.
Yeah, of course. Yeah? Of course.
So
of course.
in Pep saying it's all right for them to leave, it means he's got another idea. So don't be telling me about Gondo, Mahrez. There's only one team that can afford to lose players like that and it not affect them. Guess what? It's Manchester
as a
City,
kid, it was always a good idea. It was always a good idea to put your hands into hot water. But guess what? You get burnt at the end of the day.
Let me tell you this.
See, I'm not saying that Man City isn't the favourites to win the league this season. They are the favourites. There's no problem about that. But you know what? We'll be bozos if we think that these guys don't have problems of their own.
I don't think they have any problems.
Yeah, they have problems of their own.
You can't see what Pep is. Look, when they started bringing
in Kovacic, what the people he brought in? He brought in Kovacic. And
remember that Pep successfully had John Stones playing centre midfield last season. No problem.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to tell you is Pep is the kind of guy that even at the peak of your game, he can get rid of you because he wants to freshen it up. Let me tell you now, Calvin Phillips, it will come good this season for Man City. Calvin Phillips, Phil Foden is going to kick on.
He has to step up. He has it in him.
Phil Foden is going to take Mahrez's spot. So you're going to have Grealish and Foden now. What problems? What problems?
Well, when you look, see, Deji Sports, when you look to the bench for Man City, when you look at the bench, you don't see a Gondo who could come back, come in the second half and just, grab your goal in those stressful games against Newcastle or against Liverpool away. Yeah, there's no Gondo who could come in and do that for you. There's no Mahrez who could come in and get one or two goals for you. Who are they bringing in? It's a Kovacic.
You don't need them. You don't need them, bro.
Why don't you need a Gondo in your team?
Bro, let me tell you.
Gondo helped them last season.
What you got to understand, Tony, and this is not a disrespect to you, the game is evolving. But you need to evolve with the game. Yeah? You saw Trent today playing centre midfield. You saw Emerson Royale playing centre midfield. This is the way the game has gone, bro. They are shifting things. And Man City has a squad of players that can play more than one position. John Stones can play a game centre midfield the whole game, bro. Don't be surprised. Alvarez
it's not about the versatility of those players. It's about what the players that they've lost can give to them. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm telling you, the reason why those players have gone is because Pep says you can go because I've got a new way.
Then in that way, we just have to wait and see.
Let me explain something.
In that case, we just have to wait and see because time will tell.
You cannot win the league playing the same type of football season in, season out. The reason why Man City have been so dominant is because they always change it. they had an Aguero up front. Then they went with a false 9. Then they brought Haaland. Now they've taken out these guys. That's what you do to keep the other teams on edge and to keep them guessing, bro. You're trying to do the same thing. That's why you brought Kai Havertz. The difference is we know that was a stupid buy. That's the only difference.
You see, guys, we'll soon be going. Deji's not spending more than an hour here, guys. Here to there. Big ups to you is our subscriber. Big ups to you. He says, cheers, gent. Indeed, Tony. Arteta is going to blow the league for us. Oh my God, my brother. Onome is here. See, Onome is our in-house Manchester City contributor. He'll be here next week for the best of frenemies. So check out Onome. He'll be back. He was supposed to be on this show, but Bas came in, so I don't want to start disturbing Onome as a family guy. Deji, do you agree with my top 4 prediction? City, Liverpool, United, Chelsea.
Yeah, I agree with Onome. I agree with him because I've been predicting before the games have started that I see Arsenal finishing 5th, and I see Arsenal finishing 5th. Look, honestly, from what I saw of Liverpool, what I saw of... Do you know what? The only thing is, one of those teams won't make it. I think you got to have Newcastle in there, bro. I just look at that Newcastle team. That team doesn't have a weakness. Honestly, I've been bigging up Newcastle from last season. And
Newcastle on a level, though. They just pause on a level. You know, I respect you, bro. On a level, man. But see, isn't this a very, very lazy comment? Why would someone who? Why would see, man? Why would you say a team that came second last season strengthened this season? Yeah,
bro. The season before you were 5th.
And then you're saying that we're not, and then you're saying we're not gonna even come third.
Bro, the season before
enough to say we're gonna come third.
You went from 5th to 2nd.
Enough. That's why I'm saying that all these comments are all, you know, they're all a facade. You know, these are lazy comments.
I said I've been
very, very lazy comments.
I told you.
But Liverpool would come second, right?
Look, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, Tony. We did 32 episodes of Minority Report in season 1.
Yeah.
And I think for 32 episodes, I told you that last season was a freak season for Arsenal.
Yeah, it was. You are proved right.
Yeah,
it was.
So if it was a freak season, it means you overachieved last season. Therefore, I'm expecting Arsenal and your squad to do what the squad strength is showing me, which is based on what I've seen. You're about the 5th best team in the country. I think right now Newcastle is stronger than Arsenal.
Okay. Because see, that was what they said. Yeah, and then we went to St. James Park. I think we got a win, an easy win in St. James Park. And then they came to our home, and of course we got a draw. So that's what they were saying. Oh, Newcastle is a bad team. They're a bad team. They're this. They'll take our heads off. We literally got 4 points away from them.
I think I'm going to go out on a limb. This is probably the only show. I think Newcastle. I said on Never a Foul yesterday that I'm looking forward to the Newcastle Man City game. I didn't say it on that show, but I'll say it here. I think Newcastle will beat Man City next week. I think people are sleeping on Newcastle.
It's what. But Newcastle would like it here. If it was there, we will have words for you. But
Newcastle was.
I agree with you. I literally agree with you. I think City will lose.
Yeah, but Newcastle will
City are going to lose points, and it's going to start from next week.
Newcastle will slap at Arsenal.
Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle will slap at Arsenal. You agree with that as well?
No. But you know, see, when it comes to Arsenal, it's a different ball game.
How?
It's a different ball game.
All right, we'll see.
Deji, it's a different ball game. You know this. It's the 1 hour mark here, and I don't want Deji to spend more than 1 hour here, guys. Guys, big ups to you, but of course I have to get through the other charts while we finish. Come, Deji. Brighton won their game, man. 4-1, I think, against Luton. So
yeah, I think Luton got a bit tired though, because for long spells of that match, it was kind of even. and then they made some silly mistakes, and then Brighton kind of ran into a 2-0. The second goal, if you look at it, the Luton defender, what was he thinking? Just clear the ball out. He
Just clear the ball out.
He banged it in.
Yeah.
And then they kind of lost hope from there, to be honest. Luton will go down. I think Nottingham Forest will go down. Those are my 2 guaranteed relegation fodder. And I think Everton will go down, to be honest. I think...
Yeah, very poor side.
They won't be good
very
enough.
Poor. But what do you think about that Newcastle Aston Villa?
Newcastle made like they made.
I couldn't believe it, Deji Spurs, man. They did Unai Emery dirty yesterday. I could because I've been telling people from last season Newcastle are coming, and Newcastle, Eddie Howe, put some respect on that brother's name. Oh,
because he's got Newcastle. You know what? He
got them playing, and he got them playing.
He not just got them playing. You know, under Klopp, 2-3 seasons in, there was a period where Liverpool were just angry. Every game, they're just angry. They're just turning up. Somehow, Eddie Howe has instilled that anger in Newcastle, where every game they're coming.
Urgency.
They're coming. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm saying that's the thing that I don't see in Arsenal. I don't see that urgency because Newcastle, they're coming to tear your head off, bro. And for me, they are the dark horse for this season. You sleep on Newcastle, you sleep on Newcastle at your own peril.
At your own peril. Yeah, I do understand, man. Tonelli scoring a goal yesterday, man, bro. Even their new signings are banging in goals. Isaac is still a threat. They still have Mickey Almiron. Joe Allen is still scoring goals. Willock is still. Oh my God, man!
It can't happen. It can't happen because we can't afford him now. But Isaac would have been the perfect replacement for Kane.
He would have been, but again, he's injury prone. No, the thing with Isaac is that he's a good player. He's a good striker, but he's always injured.
Yeah.
I bet you in the next 4 or 5 games, that guy will limp injured. I've followed that guy's trajectory from Real Sociedad. He's always injured.
Yeah.
Always. Good player. He's going to give you goals, on a good day. But he's an injury-prone player. That's the problem. See, guys, on that note, Deji Sports, your prediction for the matchup. Manchester United is going against Wolves.
Yeah, look, man, Eric Ten Hag for me showed that he's legit as well. I could see United having a great season. I've got a 3-0 Man United tomorrow against Wolves. This game
3-0.
This is going to be the best.
A 3-0 win.
3-0 win for United. Yeah,
wow.
3-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that Old Trafford, isn't it? Is that Old Trafford, the game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at Old Trafford. Yeah.
3-0.
Sure.
3-0.
Yeah, sure. All right. See, Deji, shout out your channel, man, and let's close the show.
Yeah, now big up everyone. Deji Spurs, catch me on there. I'll be doing shows throughout the week this week, actually. So starting from tomorrow. So yeah, look out for that. And obviously the Minority Report, we will be doing our thing hopefully Thursday, Tony. Let's do it Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
So yeah, looking forward. It's going to be a big season. Much
big
love.
Season.
And,
Guys, you have to go and check out Deji Sports. Go to his channel. Go, just go and support him. This channel, it has always been supported by Deji Sports. Without Deji Sports, this channel won't really have, grown. This is practically one of my best shows here. So, you guys just go and show him some support. Me too. I go down there and check him out and just, give him a boost and just go there, subscribe to that channel and keep it going. Yeah. And guys, my new show, which I've just started today, it's interviews in London. See, guys, this show, is called the Premiership or the Premier League London Cruise, of course, with Mr. Sam Shafet. So, it's out there. It's going to be taking interviews from all London clubs, regardless of whether you're an Arsenal fan, Tottenham fan, Chelsea fan, anything fan, So, see, you can go to our shots. It's already there. You can go to a separate playlist for these interviews. It's all there. Interviews were taken from the Chelsea-Liverpool matchup today. I'll be posting them after this show. Of course, the Arsenal game, there were lots of interviews down there. Don Robbie was also there on Tony Clark Gunner TV on that interview. So, just go check it out and, go support AG Sports. Yeah. And big ups, everyone. I will see you tomorrow when I bring in Oregon Guna. From me and Deji Sports, guys, catch you soon. Big ups.